Hello, this is Reverend Dr. Anthusa Helena, founder and developer of Sollite. Sollite's mission is for healing and conscious awakening, offering private individual sessions and integrative medicine programs for healthcare professionals and also anyone else interested in personal growth and wellness. Today's topic is on spirituality and illness. It is a pretty in depth topic, so just open yourself up to intuitively feel the understanding of these words as they are pretty much going to stimulate and trigger your mental capacity. So it's best to just sit back and absorb and feel the resonance of what is being relayed. And then, if you want to return back and listen to the podcast again to take notes or come more from a mental, intellectual perspective, then do so. It is helpful to take it in both ways. So let me begin. Spirituality and illness. The underlying condition of illness reflects spiritual conflict. There is a basic element of feeling separated from self, the divine, God, the source, the perfect one, higher self, whatever name or label is given to being connected and in tune with one's true nature, the God of your own understanding. Addressing the spiritual needs of people is necessary adjunct to traditional treatment, which has come to largely rely on establishing a diagnosis and prescribing drugs. The meaning of soul healing has been overlooked, if not forgotten. Drugs control symptoms, but don't get to the underlying cause of the symptoms. What is needed is another human being who has taken the time and effort to contemplate the meaning of his or her own life. One who has experienced the pain and sorrow as well as the love and joy in achieving some degree of self understanding, who knows that the human spirit is the essence of life, the heart of creativity, wisdom, love, and power, often buried in the unconscious, requiring a harmonious and sacred connection with another human being. We affect and are affected by all we come in contact with, including our environment. The goal is reintegrating spiritual psychologies with modern medical science, bridging the gap between spirituality and medicine, which is the number one mission of integrative medicine programs that I offer. I define spirituality as the essence of life and equate it with breathing, the often taken for granted permanent component of being. Just as breathing determines life as opposed to death, spirituality is essential for the health and well being of an individual. Being unconscious of the importance of spirit can lead to feelings of emotional, physical, and mental distress culminating in crisis. Crisis is an emotionally significant or radical change of stability in a person's life. An unstable or critical state of affairs in which a decisive change is impending. One with the distinctive possibility of a highly undesirable outcome. It is in these times of crisis that the human soul yearns for divine presence and connection. Crisis and conflict produce feelings of anger, hate, envy, and betrayal. One is overcome with anxiety and fear. When fear is too great, the reasoning mind begins to fail. When the mind is so frightened and the wounds so painful that it may manifest as deep depression and suicidal ideation. Confrontation with the possibility of one's own death acts as a catalyst that can move one from one state of being to a higher state of being. Unfortunately, this state of chaos and disequilibrium is most often experienced as confusion, disorder, and a complete lack of structure and organization. There is a transformative quality of order underlying chaos, which focuses on the dynamics of the system as a whole, or what the parts are doing altogether, rather than individually, which is why I profess integrative medicine, which looks at all parts of our being: physical, mental, emotional, energetic, and spiritual. Instead of holding on to stubborn habitual thinking that we can control and order our world by avoiding the pain of chaos, we are challenged to see and experience the universe as a constantly changing process of energy and an interconnecting web of all existence. By allowing chaos to play a critical role in transforming our human consciousness and accepting that most of reality, instead of being orderly and stable, is seething and bubbling with change and disorder. Hopefully, when a person experiences and suffers the physical, mental, and emotional distress, he or she will reach out for help. At that point, it is crucial to find a mental health practitioner who has personally experienced some healing of his or her own sacred sorrows and wounds, or the dark night of their soul. Too often, the turmoil and struggle of one who is frightened about letting go of old, outmoded behaviors and restricted attitudes to risk learning a new way of being in the world is misunderstood by traditional therapists as psychopathology rather than a harbinger of transformation. Carl Jung talks about the ordeal of his own voluntary confrontation with the unconscious and his realization: the I could not expect of my patients something that I did not dare to do myself. Jung certainly understood and practiced the critical need of self understanding as the most important element in the healing process. Now, I, as your guide and teacher of these programs, must share with you that I've gone through whatever it is that I am taking you through and leading you through in the process of spiritual growth, evolution, healing, and conscious awakening. I have done for myself, with the help of others, of course, what Carl Jung professes here and has done with himself as well. Another psychotherapist who clearly understands and advocates the inclusion of spirituality in treating people searching for meaning of existence in life is Viktor Frankl. Frankl states, "A therapist who ignores man's spiritual side is giving away one of his most valuable assets." Frankl believes the goal of psychotherapy is to heal the soul, which again is what Sollite stands for. Sollite is utilizing the highest, most enlightened aspect of your soul for healing and conscious awakening, in conjunction with what Frankl states. Sollite agrees. Wayne Dyer makes the bold claim that there's a spiritual response to every problem, and proceeds to prove his claim by offering a universal approach to spiritual problem solving, drawing on holy scriptures in many spiritual traditions, from East, West, and anywhere in between, without making a claim that any one tradition or practice is superior to any other. I got my doctorate and dissertation by comparative religions on the metaphysical sides of these spiritual comparative religions, i.e., the metaphysical and ancient wisdom of ancient mystery schools. So I agree with Dr. Wayne Dyer as well that there's no tradition or practice that's superior to any other. It's what resonates with you, and the truth lies within all of these, but also, most importantly, within your own self. Dyer defines spirit as the formless, invisible energy, which is the source and sustenance of life on this planet. Thinking, he says, is the source of our problems. Your heart holds the answer to solving them. In Dyer's words, the message is so clear: become one with spirit and do not doubt or fear your divinity. Move beyond your ego mind into your higher self. So that is why I point out that illness and conflict comes from within and is related to having a spiritual disconnect, forgetting who we truly are. So Soullight's mission again is to remember the truth of who you really are. You are having a human experience, but who you are is a spiritual divine being. I hope that this has resonated with you and informed you and awakened you on another level to the importance of bridging the gap between medicine and spirituality, and how all illness really, bottom line, comes from a spiritual disconnect. I thank you for taking the time to review this podcast today, and If you'd like more details, please log on to my website, www.sollite.com. That's Sollite.com. This is Reverend Dr. Anthusa Helena, wishing you a very blessed and prosperous day and life. I hope to hear from you soon. When you go on the website, if you're interested in learning more about training with integrative medicine programs, there is an avenue in which you will receive a complimentary free discovery call with me. And we can talk further whether this is the right fit for you in taking this journey and allowing me to be your guide and facilitator along the way of your healing and evolutionary conscious awakening. Thank you very much. Remember, these programs are geared towards healthcare professionals, but anyone is welcome to join in and learn. If it is just for your personal use only, or maybe you're trying to help a friend, or you are a caretaker yourself of another loved one, family member. And in addition, private sessions are offered. If you do not resonate with taking a program training, you can always sign up for a private session with me just for your own benefit. Or you can purchase a private session as a gift for anyone that you feel close to that possibly would appreciate your offering. Thank you very much again. Have a wonderful day.